Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Benchwarmer Sports Podcast. I'm Raffi. Yes, I have started to listen to Christmas music already, joined by Theodore and Davian. Boys, how are we doing today? Davian is fresh off a flight from Greece. So we got Davian who went to Greece. We have Theodore who knows all the wonders of Greece.
Yes.
How are we doing today, boys?
Okay, first matter of business. I'm Raffi Serafian as always. Like, what are we dropping that now? How
I
are we
just
going
felt
to be
like
in
changing it.
viewers
Yeah, come on.
without the consistency? Man, come on.
Maybe I'm not Raj Seraphine today. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm having an identity crisis. No, I'm not.
Oh,
But anyways, how are you guys doing today? We got a great show. But
it's
I want to see how you guys are
late.
doing.
Look, for me, I think like we're recording late. Okay, this should be dubbed the late night podcast right here. Okay,
This is the best late night show out of all the late night
it
shows.
is. It truly is. Yeah.
But that's a very low bar.
Yeah.
I mean, look, for me, it feels like it's currently like 11:30, so for me it feels like it's like 6:30 a.m. and I
Yeah.
haven't slept all night, so you know how that feels, right? Pulling an all-nighter out here. Feeling good though. We're gonna be talking about some nice things today. I'm pumped, I'm excited, and they got nothing else to say. I'm just tired.
Nice. Love to hear.
Then we got Theodore in the Joe Burrow jersey, of course.
All right,
No
guys.
time
You're really going to make me do this. Yes, I'm wearing a Bengals jersey. It's a Bengals quarterback jersey. A Bengals quarterback who wore number 9.
Carson
The
Palmer.
very underrated Carson Palmer. This guy was such a good quarterback back in the day. Incredible I didn't watch him on the Bengals, but incredible seeing him light it up for Arizona. Got to give my respect to Carson
Him
Palmer.
and Larry Fitz, bro.
Yeah,
He
that was
was
so
very
There
good
was
that
some
year.
type
I
of
think
a
it was like
connection.
2015. Obviously, they were super camp, but dude, that Cardinals team, very fun to watch. Unfortunately, we will not be talking too much about the Cardinals because we're talking about the AFC. Boom. We're just gonna forget that.
Talking about this guy right here, Tua.
Yeah, I think it got a green screen there.
Yeah, I see my green
Yeah,
screen.
unfortunately.
Yeah,
Tua
you
writing on the
the
wall.
fans will never know if I live in a cellar or
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a Tua.
2048.
How bad must that
Davian
background
Getman.
be if he has to hide it every show?
Oh, he has the
Right.
Miami one. That's very nice. But anyways, fitting the theme of the episode, we're gonna be talking about the NFC. We're gonna be talking about the AFC. We're gonna be talking about the AFC.
Can you guys tell we're tired?
We're talking about the AFC today. So let's just dive right in. And we'll start right off the bat with the AFC East. This is going to be really interesting because you have the Bills, who a lot of people are saying are the high-end Super Bowl contender, one of the top teams. You have the Patriots, Davian's team. He'll touch on them in a little bit. We have the Dolphins, made some great additions, picking up Tyreek Hill. And then, obviously, you also have Tua potentially taking that next step. We'll see what happens. Jalen Waddle in year 2. That's going to be very interesting. So there's plenty of things coming together in Miami. And then you have the Jets. You have the MILF Hunter, Zach Wilson, who avoided a long-term injury, which is great to see. And I think the Jets are going to have like 5 wins, which is not good, but
good by Jets standards.
Yeah, it's good by Jets standards, yeah.
But yeah, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the division because currently I just think the Bills are the best, but I think the Patriots should be still playing for a wild card spot.
I think this needs to be said. The Buffalo Bills are not that good. I'm tired of everybody saying, "Oh, Josh Allen, best quarterback in the league. Bills, best team in the league. They're winning the Super Bowl." What makes you think this Buffalo team is winning the Super Bowl? Yes, they added Von Miller, who was a solid piece on a stacked Rams defense. What have they done in your eye, in anyone's eyes, that makes them stand out in this absolutely packed field in the AFC?
Who is their running back?
It's a bad team. I'm not saying they can't win the Super Bowl.
Hunt.
I just think everything is so stacked, and the fact that people have pushed this narrative that the Bills are a front runner in any way is just absolutely absurd. I'm sorry. Had to be said.
I just looked at what they did last year without Tre'Davious White. Especially, they could have really used Tre'Davious White in the postseason. I think we all can agree on that.
Yes.
And you add Von Miller to your pass rush. That kind of checks those 2 boxes. I really hope they trade for Kareem Hunt. I think if they pick up Kareem Hunt, then they are a well-oiled machine. But then again, you bring up the running back, Davian. You know this as a Patriots fan firsthand. You do not need an elite or like high-end running back to win a Super Bowl. You really don't.
You don't, but you need like okay, so we're talking about like you don't need a high end running back, but you need a high end at least quarterback. Yes, Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks right now in the NFL, but he is not. I haven't seen him make that stellar move where he can be alone by himself without like a Stephon Diggs by his side, right? He has Stephon Diggs, but who else does he really have? Like his
Yeah.
wide receiver core is not that strong if we're really looking at the Bills. So that's why my pick is the Patriots. Yes, I am holding a Tua Funko Pop, but this team, the Dolphins are not a good team, okay?
No.
Tua's accuracy sucks, okay? He's constantly underthrowing passes. His highlights are of him underthrowing passes to Tyreek Hill. The connection between those two players is not there for them to be an elite offense. The Jets, I think, will do well, and I will say this about the Patriots: they will struggle at the beginning. If you're looking at the Patriots preseason performance, they went 1-2. Now you can say preseason doesn't mean anything,
Unless you're a Ravens fan.
unless you're a Ravens fan, yes. Or if you're a Jets and Giants fan, you saw how the Jets won yesterday. But whatever. Point being that the Patriots just sucked during the preseason. The Mac Jones did not look that good. The team looked out of sync, and it's really blame on Bill Belichick because he got rid. Josh McDaniels left. They don't have a defensive coordinator. Matt Patricia, of all people, is the play caller. They're implementing a new system on offense, which nobody's really getting accustomed to, and it's just the team looks bad. Mac
Don't forget
Jones
they
is,
hired Joe Judge.
and Joe
Yeah.
Judge is the second signal caller for them. Like it's just a play caller. They're just not. They don't look good, and I'm saying this as a Patriots fan. If you look in the Patriots community, you talk to Patriots fans, they're not impressed by what they're seeing. They are pissed off with what Bill Belichick is doing. I could rant about this all day. I still have my Patriots as the winner. I have Bills coming second, and I have Jets coming third, or possibly or the Dolphins. It's really, I think it's close. I think the Jets are going to have a better season than what most people predict. I think within a few years they'll be contenders to really go for the winning spot on the AFC in the AFC East. And unless the Bills do anything, I think they're going to fall down to third very soon. And same goes for the Dolphins.
I know you guys are talking about the Bills having a shallow receiving pool. You still have Dawson Knox at tight end, who was very good last
He's
year.
an average
You have
tight
Isaiah
end.
McKenzie, Gabe Davis, who are both breakout potential candidates.
Gabe Davis had
everyone
one
loves.
huge game. He had one great game. 4 touchdowns, incredible.
Yeah,
Besides
I
that,
don't care. Sometimes you just need that spark like
Yeah.
that. You have to have that
Just
fire.
one
that switch.
game.
We'll see what happens. You
Yeah,
have
and-
Jamison Crowder. You have Jamison Crowder, Jets legend.
Talking about
We'll call it
Jamison Crowder.
Oh,
They
I'm
have
scared.
some depth.
Jamison Crowder.
And
Come
you
on.
just need, hey, if Gabe Davis or Isaiah McKenzie could take a step and become a solid wide receiver too, that Bills team
I like
is
Isaiah
really good.
McKenzie.
Isaiah McKenzie does have an upside, I think.
Yeah.
I
Also,
think-
incredible personality.
Yeah, both are true. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I
if
still
we're talking receivers, we have to talk about the Dolphins. I mean, the duo of Hill and Jalen Waddle is going to be incredible. Look,
Yes,
Tua's obviously
That
the
team,
X factor.
going
the
to
slot,
No,
the Dolphins,
I think
Tua's not going to have to sling it because they're going to be so good in this with their slot guys.
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. And even if Tua has to sling it, I mean, look, it's year 3 for this guy. We saw the player he was in Alabama. I think he could very easily start to get back to being that guy. I think he can start to gain more confidence, especially after like half a season of throwing these slants to Hill, seeing what his guys are capable of. He'll be set up to throw some absolute bombs. I really think Tua breaks out, and I really think the Miami Dolphins win this division. The Jets won't do much. Typical Jets season, 4 to 6 wins. The Patriots, in my eyes, are the team that really disappoints here. I've been for years saying that, you know what, Belichick will win without Brady. It's fine. It isn't fine. I don't think he'll be able to accomplish much. I don't think Mac Jones takes a second-year jump. And the
I think he
Patriots could be a
does. It's just gonna
7-win
take
team.
time. I think he does. I think there just needs to be a really big change in the coaching really position. It all goes down to coaching for these Patriots. They have the pieces. They have everything that they need. Yes, they lost two big pieces in Dante Hightower and Patrick Chung for those Patriots. For Patriots fans, they were massive pieces in all of our Super Bowl runs. But I still think that they have a solid core. Patriots also lost J.C. Jackson in the secondary, so
I still don't know why they let him walk. That was still
dude,
move.
there's no way Bill is gonna give that much money. It doesn't matter who it is. He doesn't throw money. Do
Well,
I
you
like
see what he did
you know?
with the Nelson Aguilars and the tight ends he signed a year back. That was just so mind-boggling.
That
Nelson
was
Aguilar
that's like-
insane.
babies from a burning building.
Yeah. That's like where I started to question, like, does he still have it? Like, is he in panic mode?
No,
I really
I didn't think he was in panic mode. I thought they were both incredibly good signings, but it's just you don't have they just didn't fit. I mean, maybe hopefully they will this year. I mean, you have what we're supposed to be like the top 10 tight ends in the NFL, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry on the team.
Yeah.
I hope they break out. I mean, they need to, or Bill made one of the biggest mistakes in his career, I think.
It just doesn't feel like a Patriots move. It feels like the whole Patriot way is completely
It wasn't a Patriots move, but that's what people liked about it. They felt that without Brady, we needed to do things differently, and I felt like it was a good move. Look, this free agency, I feel like we kind of abandoned it, but also there wasn't anybody that was interested in the Patriots, like anybody that we could really go for. Jonnu Smith was interested in the Patriots. He was a lifelong Patriots fan, so
Yeah, a lot of it
That's
comes
all I
down
gotta
to
say.
too when you have a guy like Tom Brady. Like it's much easier to get players. Like look at the Buccaneers effect
Yeah,
with
they've
Tom
ever-
Brady. So literally Julio Jones is like, okay, I'll sign with you guys. It's like, you know what this man has done to me personally, Julio? Like Julio and I talk all the time. Like he knew that would hurt me personally. He doesn't know that we talk all the time, but trust me, we're friends. Moving on to the AFC West, let's get into it. This is going to be, I believe we talked about this in a similar way with the NFC South or NFC West. I forgot who.
Yeah,
But
you guys
we talked about this a
tried.
while ago about
Mhm.
how all these teams are very good or very solid and all very close to each other, which means that they're likely going to all cannibalize each other potentially. I have the Chiefs winning because we saw what happened last year. The Chiefs went into a big slump to start the season, and they really turned it around. I think the Chiefs are going to win it, but I have the Chargers, Broncos, and then the Raiders.
All right, this is the one division where I really can justify. I can understand any combination of rankings here.
I can understand every combination, but Raiders coming in first.
No, I think the Raiders have very high upside, if you ask me.
I don't.
But, there's so much to talk about here, so I'm going to go out and say it. Denver Broncos have the most disappointing season of any team in the NFL. I'm saying less than 8 wins, miss the playoffs. Russell Wilson completely disappoints. So it puts you down to a 3-team race. I think all 3 teams very likely make the playoffs. But if you ask me, the best team in the division, possibly the best team in the league, is the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yes.
We've seen what Justin Herbert can do. I mean, when he's never shied away from the big moment. We saw what he did in that, do or die week 18 game, although that, just fell short. I just have never been disappointed in any way by anything that he does. So glad to have him as my fantasy football QB in a dynasty league. And I think with the amazing additions they made, he'll be primed for an MVP year. Our Chargers win around 13 games.
See, I would agree with you, but and again, this to a lot of people, this isn't going to be a valid counterpoint to what you said, Theodore. It's really not. I truly believe, I said this a couple podcasts ago, I truly believe the Chargers are cursed. I think they make the
I remember
playoffs,
this theory now.
but I really do think that they're cursed. So, do I think the Chargers are going to do well? Yes. Do I think that they have the potential to go on a Super Bowl run? Yes. I need them to beat their demons. We saw the Bengals do that and finally slay their demons last year. But you know what? I know the Chargers haven't been doing this year after year, so it's not too much of a psychological thing to be like, oh, we're cursed. like the Toronto Maple Leafs. Here's a little fun dagger at them. But I just need the Chargers to show me that they are not cursed. Because some of the times throughout the season, week 18, as you brought up,
Yeah.
you're kind of cursed if you ask me for something like that. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. I like the Chargers, but I think they might be cursed.
Can't argue with that one. I'm
Again,
I can't argue against the
listening,
curse.
A lot of people are going to disagree with this point and say it's not a true point. You're right. I mean, unless someone flips a coin 18 times and it somehow works for the Chargers, I don't know any other way to break that curse. Or maybe he moves back to San Diego. Maybe that helps, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think that might have raised the stakes on the curse a little. You never know.
Yeah.
I'm just still sold on Justin Herbert that I think if there's any curse, he'll find a way to destroy it.
Yeah, it's Justin Herbert. I think Chargers come first. I think Chiefs come second. Broncos come third. Raiders come last. Actually, sorry, Raiders then Broncos. I'm not high on this Raiders team. They added Devontae Adams. Okay.
Devontae Adams is incredible.
Big deal. He's not a game. Like, look.
What?
What?
Finish that sentence, Davian.
Yeah. Hear me out.
No.
When the Bills did incredibly better with Stephon Diggs, right? It's because they also added other things onto the team. I just don't see that the Raiders have really done that. I think they added Chandler Jones on defense, which I think is a great signing as well.
Yeah. Chandler Jones still has it, yes.
Chandler Jones and Max
I mean, he has probably
Crosby, that's a
less
good
in the
duo.
tank than he does, but I still don't see. I'm not that high on the Raiders. I think the Chargers. But really going back to what Theodore was saying, I think the Chargers are the winner. You know, we keep forgetting, but their defense is absolutely stacked. J.C. Jackson out for the season. May he get better soon. But Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, that defensive line is
Derwin James if he's healthy.
scary.
Yeah.
Derwin James in the secondary. That defense is scary. Okay. Talking about the Chiefs of the Chiefs, I mean, there's nothing more to add. We'll see
They're gonna
how
make
well.
the playoffs. They're just always. I just think that.
I just don't. It'll be interesting to see how Patrick Mahomes, does without Tyreek Hill. People say like, oh well, McCall Hardman and Juju are kind of a replacement for Tyreek. I don't think there is a real replacement for Tyreek Hill.
But those guys don't really fit. Like Hardman is fast, but he's not like. There's a different. You can't get another Tyreek Hill. Like,
right?
You
Yeah.
can't replace his production, but you can get enough weapons where it's like, okay, like, yes, we lost Tyreek Hill, but you got to play to their strength. So it's definitely a different kind of way that they're going to be running their offense, running their wide receivers. Obviously, it's just like Patrick Mahomes throws the ball far, but some of those
Mahomes will be fine. I mean, he is,
of course.
in my eyes, still the best quarterback in the league. And I think that, again, they start slow like they did last year, but they're still comfortably in the playoffs. And I think that when we get to the month of January, we're talking about them as the favorites to come out of the AFC.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the AFC North. I got Ravens bouncing back, assuming that their team does not get absolutely demolished by injuries like they were last year. I think the Ravens almost made the playoffs with like their whole team injured. So props to Lamar Jackson, props to the Ravens for almost playing that off. If you had like more guys healthy, I think they would have made it. But regardless, I have the Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and then the Steelers. Steelers, we still do not know who's going to be the starter. Mason Rudolph is who knows what. But it's Kenny Pickett versus Trubisky. From what I've seen online, both are playing really, really well. So it's been a competitive quarterback battle. But once again, I don't think either of them are – obviously Kenny Pickett's quarterback of the future, but I don't think either of them are NFL like starting caliber where they help you enough to take you to a good enough record. I have them 6-11. So
that is horrific take. It's Mike Tomlin, and I really think that he was slowed down so much by Big Ben in the past. Like, I just think you look at what Roethlisberger was doing out there. He was not an NFL caliber quarterback for the past 2 years, I'd say. Throwing Mitch Trubisky onto this team is so huge. Trubisky, in my eyes, is right at the same level of a Jimmy G type quarterback. And we saw the 49ers go to the NFC Championship.
Jimmy G is better.
Jimmy G was
Look
better
at what
because the
Trubisky
games,
did
whenever
in
he got
2018.
plugged in to play with the Patriots, you can argue that Jimmy Garoppolo was a system quarterback, but he played well. Trust me, as a
Yeah.
person who's from the Chicago area, Trubisky showed flashes. I hope he does well. I think the whole city of Chicago wants him to do well, but
Mr.
I think
Trubisky, Raffi, with
Yeah.
a great line and solid running game and
The
okay
Steelers don't have a
weapons
good
in
offensive
Chicago, he was a
Okay.
great quarterback. He was a very good. He was Pro Bowl in his second year.
Yeah.
He basically has all the same exact things. He has a great receiving core. He has an incredible defense. He has Najee Harris to run the ball.
He doesn't have a good offensive line, but you can I'll
Yeah.
accept the argument that he has Mike Tomlin coaching him. So I can accept that
Like,
instead of Mike Nagy. So
I really think that Pittsburgh is set up so well, and I think they take the division easily, and they're one of the best teams in the NFL this year.
I don't think they take the division. You can make an argument that they potentially make a wild card spot, but once again, I'm just a bit concerned with how the quarterback's going to fit. I think they're going to get off to a slow start. My concern is the offensive line. I think that's just going to be a big issue for them. You have Najee Harris, but you need to block for him as well. One thing that I'm very, very, very interested in is George Pickens, how he plays this rookie season. Obviously, he has like the Antonio Brown mindset, but he also has the Antonio Brown play style as well, where he's not as good, but he has the potential and upside to be a wide receiver one. And then you add him to Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson. You have Pat Freiermuth as well, who's just a dog.
The Steelers are so good at drafting weapons. Like, it's mind-boggling how they always get these difference makers. And Deontay Johnson is in for a huge year. Pickens is a Rookie of the Year candidate, if you ask me.
Oh, 100%.
I'm all in on Pittsburgh.
No, just no. I mean, look, Pittsburgh will do fine. I think they go like 7-10.
Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. He's been a coach for 16 years. You're telling me that changes now?
All right, they go fine. They go like 9-8, 8-9. I don't know. Point is, I'm not high on Mitch Trubisky. He hasn't proved anything to me. Okay. Kenny Pickett, never watched him in college. I don't have no clue how well he plays, but he's a rookie, so no comment on that.
Trubisky's
Anybody else? Okay, so who do I think wins? I think Bengals win. I think they're actually, Ravens win. Ravens win the division because Ravens just bounce back. I think Bengals are just Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow.
They
Nothing
improved the
else to
offensive
add there.
line, which is arguably like their biggest thing. And then you can always make the argument too, the Falcons argument, the Panthers argument, where you make the Super Bowl, you lose.
Super Bowl
hangover. You are not guaranteed. Well, you're also not guaranteed another trip to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So we also Falcons and Panthers haven't made a Super Bowl since then, and now they're both rebuilding at this point. So you have a very short window. It's not like, oh, they fixed the offensive line, now they're going to be really good for a long period of time. But Davian can.
Raffi, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it right now because you gave me the perfect window. Cincinnati Bengals will miss the playoffs. This whole conference is way too stacked. Their division is very good. We will not be seeing Joe Burrow in the postseason this year.
Okay, real quick, and then I'm going to throw it to you, Davian, because I want to hear your thoughts. So number 6 right now on my prediction is the Bengals at 10-7.
Okay.
The next team, I have the Dolphins at 9-8 as the 11th team. So that's
fair.
That's 4 or 5 teams that are all within a game of each other.
Yeah.
That I have currently. So that's just like last year how tight it was, but it's going to be even tighter because there's more talent. Davian, please.
Yeah. Also, people are sweeping on the Browns. No. Seriously.
No.
Yeah. No. Yes.
No.
Jacoby Brissett plays 11 games. Okay. He goes 5-6 among those 11 games. Deshaun Watson comes back. He balls off. All right.
You see what he did in the preseason?
He did
it's
okay. Okay. He did okay. He's gonna
but my concern is he hasn't played in a year and a half by the time he suits up. And then you look at the rest of their schedule.
My point is, like, I see them having a 9-8 season. Like, I see them having.
I
don't think so.
Look, I'm not a Theodore here saying Steelers win the division. I'm not saying Browns are winning this division. I'm saying they go like 9-8, but I'm saying people are sleeping in them, okay? Don't be surprised come January that we're talking about the Browns potentially getting a wild card spot. That's all I'm gonna say.
My
Davian,
concern
here's
is
my
though,
problem. You can
you
go,
get
Rob.
Watson back and you play the Bengals. So after the Texans, which is going to be a huge emotional game in Houston as well, you have Cincy, Baltimore, New Orleans, the Commies, and then the Steelers. That's not an ideal way to finish the season. But Theodore, talk because we need
Yeah.
to.
The
quickly get on to the
psychological aspect too is going to be what, like, you just imagine, like, every time
If
Watson
my
goes on the
man's is not feeling well, he'll get a massage and he will be fine. Okay.
just think about what
with his team
all
representative.
this. Think about all the stuff opposing fans can do to get to him, though, and just think about the media circus it creates. Like, if Jacoby Brissett is somewhat decent, and the Browns are around 500,
You trade Deshaun Watson. No,
it's hard to turn the keys to the offense over to a brand new guy who brings a firestorm of media coverage and hasn't played in over 2 years. You got what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but you're also paying. Okay, but you're paying this guy that you're not want to hand the keys over.
Yeah.
$250 million. Okay.
And in the future, that may be fine, but this year it's going to be an absolute train wreck in Cleveland.
Yeah,
No.
it's gonna be messy. There's just so much drama too. Kareem Hunt, we still don't know what's going on there. That's another story to keep an eye on. That's
Come on, it's Kareem
overshadowed.
Hunt. So like he gets traded. They still have other running backs on that
You
roster.
have Nick Chubb, but see the problem with Nick Chubb's been he has gotten injured from time to time.
Yeah.
They
And
have
without
what's his
Watson,
name? Who's the backup?
Not Deontay Johnson.
DeHarris Johnson.
Dearness Johnson. Yes.
De'Aaron
We'll
Johnson.
see what happens.
He's
It'll be
actually not
interesting.
bad.
Lots of he balled out Thursday night
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah,
versus
he
Jets.
did,
I don't
he
recall.
did be good on fantasy. You know.
Yes. So let's move on to the final division real quick. I mean, it's kind of an irrelevant division, but I think we all can agree that's going to be the Colts versus the Titans for who's going to win the division. Jaguars, Texans, sorry, but yeah.
Hey! Don't sweep on my Texans out here, okay?
I'm sleeping on the Texans.
No.
This is
I'm
a late
talking
night
Mills.
podcast. I will sleep right now on the Texans if you really do want me to.
I'm with you,
I'm just saying, like Mills, he
Mills
can
was
make
good.
moves out there, okay?
Yes.
That's
but
all
the
I'm saying.
rest of the
Also,
team-
Jaguars, I think they really do step it up, okay? They get Antonetti back, and I don't even know.
ETN.
ETN.
Seriously though, Davian, you have a point there. We always see a second-year QB take a huge jump. I don't know who that is this year. Is it Trey Lance out in San Francisco? We've talked about it a lot. I think there's no way it's
fit, bro.
I want to believe that it's Davis Mills, but I think he's just in a rough spot. You know, as a third-round pick on a bad team. I think the Texans probably have a horrible year. He plays solid, but he ultimately gets replaced.
I don't think he's good enough. Yeah, you're right. I don't think he's good enough though to make the Texans more competitive. I just think the team around them is just not. It's not a good environment for Davis Mills. If you put Davis Mills in, obviously, let's just pretend that Kenny Pickett and all those guys don't exist. You put Davis Mills in like Pittsburgh, I think Davis Mills balls out. I think he could be a really good quarterback there. Given the situation,
I think he's a guy we see have a very long NFL career, 10, 12 years down the line. I think he could still be playing.
Yeah,
he'll be like the new Fitzpatrick instead of a long beard. Yes, we're linked. But yes, I do. Real quick, let's just talk about it before we close the show. I have the Colts winning the division.
I'm with you. Colts, Matt Ryan.
I think the Titans taking a step back. I have them in the wild card, but I just have them taking. I have the Titans taking a step back. Matt Ryan going for his first should be his second. But Davian doesn't need to remind me about that. But yeah, I have the Colts winning the division.
I'm very high on the Matt Ryan hype train. Always been a fan of him. Colts.
Hopefully, he goes better than the Carson Wentz hype train that I was on for a good 2 weeks before that just went on absolutely off the rails.
I have a feeling, that Matt Ryan might be carrying the Falcons curse. I just have that feeling that he's carrying it with him.
No, don't take the curse, please.
Yeah,
don't.
I'm just saying. Like, I got a gut feeling that's like that. Like, kind of like your Chargers curse, Raffi. Got a feeling with that with the Colts. I still think Colts win this division. Like, who are we kidding? Seriously, this Colts team is insane. Darius Leonard just got an autographed jersey. If anybody wants that, you can please comment in the comment section. I'll just send it to you. I'm selling it. But point is, I think Colts win. this division.
And I think the Tennessee Titans, one of the most disappointing teams this year.
I agree.
Where's
I wouldn't be
what?
shocked.
No.
The whole Ryan
Everyone's
Tannehill thing
aging.
completely falls off the rails.
What? They
I
just
think
signed
there's a lot of
Robert Woods,
Tannehill
bro.
haters, and I'm all for the
And
Tannehill
Traylon
haters.
Burks. They
And you
added
sent-
more.
Speaking of curses, and it's fitting too, I'm wearing a Cub shirt. That's like the ideal curse. But
They
Derrick
added
Henry,
more
the
pieces.
curse of the second contract, of the second running back contract, beware of that. Very scary. That's why the Patriots never signed a running back to the second contract. They
God,
kept
just to be
doing
clear,
their thing.
you better not be talking about Derrick Henry because I need him to carry me to the fantasy championship this year.
Well, that will not be happening. But
Yes, it
that
will.
will do it for this episode of the Benchwarmer Sports Podcast, talking about the AFC. Boom, got it right again. Let's go. Man, that took a while to make sure I got that down. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. We are starting a fantasy football league next week.
Yes.
This upcoming Friday that we're recording. So tomorrow from when it's published, this podcast is published, we'll be running our fantasy league. You guys are going to want to follow our TikTok, Benchwarmer_sports. We're going to be posting a ton of stuff. If you're watching the Walter picks, if you like that league, you're going to like this one as well. There's going to be drama. There's going to be stuff. Davian's running it. Davian's been telling me all the great ideas he has. I'm very excited about it. So you guys should be excited about it as well. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of the longer videos, like the hockey reaction vids. Those will be coming more as we get closer to October because there's really not much going on in the hockey or basketball world. But yeah, once again, you're not liking these longer podcasts. That's okay. We get it. Hop on over to the TikTok and follow us at Benchwarmer_sports. Once again, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Benchwarmer Sports Podcast. I'm Raffi, and as always, joined by Theodore and Davian, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Peace.